Hello everyone! Today for our virtual voyage for April break, we are traveling to Canada. I figured today, since we're traveling to Canada, we could explore a French-Canadian treat called maple taffy. So get your family together and have fun with making this delicious treat. The first thing you'll need is maple syrup. I would suggest about a quarter cup for about 3 to 4 people. And then you'll need a pan or a pot. I would suggest a pot if you're making for more than 2 people, as mine overflowed a couple times, so I had to take it off the heat. The next thing you'll need is a spatula, popsicle sticks, clean fresh snow. If you can't find any snow right now, since it's getting pretty nice outside, you can crush ice in a blender, which is what I did in this case, and it worked well. And if you can use a candy thermometer to help you get the right temperature, that would be much easier. I did not in this case, and it still worked for me. Alright, so we're gonna get started now. So we're gonna start by pouring the maple syrup into the pan and turning the element onto high heat to get it to start boiling. So now we're gonna let it sit and let it come to a boil. So we see here it's starting to bubble a little bit. You can give it a stir just to make sure that it's not too sticky, but it does take about 5 to 7 minutes to come to a good boil, and then you want to let it get thick. So we're going to keep letting it sit and boil a little bit. You're going to see in the video I did have to stir it quite a bit because I used a small pan, so like I said, I suggest using a pot and not a pan so that you don't have the same issues that I had. When you see it come to a boil like this, I recommend turning down the heat a little bit. I would say to medium heat. You're gonna wanna let it boil like this for about 4 to 5 minutes. It's much easier if you have a candy thermometer. Once you see that it's starting to boil and thicken like this, you're gonna want a temperature of 235 to 240 degrees Fahrenheit. And that will be the right consistency to start making your taffy. I did not have a candy thermometer, so I just waited until I saw that it was a very thick consistency, and that worked fine for me. So here we're going to take it off the heat. I'm going to give it a little stir, and then I'm going to let it sit for about 30 seconds, maybe a little less than a minute, before I pour it onto the snow. And now for the best part. Now that I've let it sit for about 30 seconds, I'm going to pour the maple syrup into the snow. And you're gonna wanna let it sit for, I'd say, about 10 seconds before you start rolling it onto the popsicle stick. If you want more of a candy-like maple syrup, then I would let it sit for a lot longer and then just pull it off once it's hard. As you can see here, I did not quite wait long enough to roll it onto the popsicle stick, so I'm having a bit of difficulty. You can either let it sit longer if you're having a hard time, or just do what I'm doing and just keep rolling it in the snow until it starts to slowly harden a little bit more. Either way, whether it's a candy or a taffy, it'll be a delicious treat for you to enjoy. I want to thank everyone for joining me today in this video for our travel to Canada, where we explored maple taffy. I hope you enjoy your delicious treat, and I look forward to seeing you guys in our April break travels. Bye everyone!